Let's see. I gotta find a shirt for Hal. Oh, I think he might wear that. Oh, Hal, what about this shirt? Would you wear this shirt if I bought it for you?
Negatory. Before he tucked his aching legs under the pine again.
That's some sisterly bonding right there.
So how do you ask it a question?
You just ask it a question. Say, hey, Mr. 8-Ball.
Okay, Mr. 8-Ball, am I ever gonna get married again?
Hey everybody, thank you so much for coming back and seeing me and Desi today. I hope you had a good week. I had such a fun week. Hal came up and spent a few days with me and Desi, and we traveled around. We had adventures. We went to thrift stores. We went to parks, and we had some lovely dinners, and it was just a wonderful time. Hal and I, we go way back, and we are the best of friends. We can say anything to each other, and it's always fun. It's always funny, and sometimes aggravating, but I don't know. I just had a really, really wonderful week. One of my very favorite things that I found with Hal at the thrift store yesterday was this very beautiful muted kind of tan vase. And it just has some raised resin that's just beautiful. The whole vase revolves around the year 1848. And that was a very good year. I remember it well. Do you know what happened in 1848? Uh-huh. I don't. I'm going to have to look that up. What I want to do today is I want to talk about change. And when we know we have to make a change, because in every woman's life, in every person's life, there comes a time when they know they have to make a change. But how do we do that? It's hard. This year when I turned 70, that was hard for me. It shook me up. I don't know why. When I started making videos 10 years ago, I was like 59 and I felt kind of swinging, I felt like a young girl. I felt feminine and vibrant, and I thought I would marry again. But when I turned 70, it's as if I lost my swag. I lost a little bit of my identity because, well, I'd never been 70 before, and I had a hard time. And I had to look at my life and realize, hey, I'm not going to keep doing the same thing day after day, month after month, year after year that I did in my 60s. This is a whole different ball game. I got to shake things up. I got to change. But you have to know what to change. There were many times in my life that I knew I had to make a change, but I made the wrong decision. When we make a change in our life, it's tricky. And usually, when we feel this need to, I got to shake up my life, it's because something in our life is causing us pain. And that's very, very difficult for us to actually sit back and look at our life and say, you know what, something's really not working. When I was married to my husband, Bill, we were so happy. So for 10 years, we're on cloud nine. We have the happiest marriage. Then we started to have problems. And so we decided, well, we'll just make a change. Instead of working on our relationship, what we did is we bought a new house. We're going to move. It'll be so much fun. And it was exciting. We renovated and we bought new furniture, but we brought our own problems with us. We didn't escape to anywhere. We just moved our problems with our furniture. So what did we do? Did we learn from it? No. We did it again, and then we did it again and again and again. Well, I think we lived in 5 different homes. We just kept moving, thinking somehow we'd escape our problems, that big change would really help us, but it didn't. It made things worse until it ended our marriage. At least from my experience, there was always a time where I knew I had to make a change, but I had to sit down and find out what is the right change. What is it that's causing me pain? And then face it. Face what is really bothering me. And then therefore the change I make will be a good one, a positive one. So instead of rushing and loading up the station wagon and blowing up your life and thinking if you move, your problems will stay behind. No, they follow you. So it's best to find out, what is it? What is it within us that is so lacking? And once we answer that question, once we address that question, then we make positive changes. I think that's the best advice I ever got, that the changes that you need to make in your life have to come from within.
We all have a story. We all have such wisdom, and we can unlock it if we want to.
Family member came up from Tennessee. So she stops by my house and she says, well, it's so wonderful to see you. And, I can see you're aging now. I can see your smile lines here. They're getting quite deep and it kind of drags your whole face down. And I thought, well, isn't that special? Thank you for sharing that. And I looked in the mirror and I thought, a little bit of filler, that would probably help. Maybe some Botox. I don't know. I had that years ago and I hated it. But maybe I should rethink it. And then I did flashback. 3 years ago, I went to one of those clinics and the doctor came in and she was very nice. And I said, well, what would it cost me to have some fillers in my face? And she said, well, you haven't had anything done. Why do you want something done now? And I said, well, I don't want to look tired. I want to look kind of refreshed. And I said, when you put in the fillers of my cheeks, there's no risk, right? There's no danger. And she looked at me almost in an angry way. And she said, if I'm putting needles in your face, I can't guarantee you that nothing bad is going to happen. We follow procedures here, and if I go too deep and I hit a vessel and you start to lose vision in one eye, we have things here that may reverse that. So I said, well, wait a minute, are you saying that if you insert the filler too deeply with the needle, that it could hurt a vessel and I could end up blind in one eye? And she said, yes. And I realized at that moment that the reason she was looking angry at me for asking was because that's probably when she feels anxiety, when she gets up in the morning on her way to work, it probably is just a flash of this could happen. 1% of 1% of 1%. Maybe that's, the chance is minuscule. The chance is absolutely minuscule that when you're getting fillers or Botox, that anything can go wrong. But I always figure with my life, if it can go wrong, it will go wrong. Yes, I've had a hard time turning 70, and I'm not exactly sure why, but it doesn't have anything to do with making a change, a cosmetic change to my face. Hair color, maybe. Diet, absolutely. But not to go under the knife and change my face. Because in the end, it's not going to make me look fresher or younger, is it? It's just going to make me look odd. You know, I don't have a lot of time to watch YouTube, but I miss the ladies that I started with years ago. So every once in a while, I'll click on a channel and I will start watching the beautiful gal that I love so much. And this happened to me just a couple days ago, and I clicked on a channel and I hadn't seen this lady in I don't know how long, maybe 3 years. And I didn't recognize her. I didn't recognize her because she looked like her cheeks were so huge. She didn't look like her beautiful self anymore. Her lips were so large now from the injectables that it looked like she was having a hard time talking. When I think about how I want to make a change in turning 70, it doesn't have anything to do with me going to the doctor and getting bigger lips or bigger cheeks. That's not going to help me. And if I do that, I hope that someone will love me enough to tell me, please don't do that. It's okay to age. The change I need to make is my attitude about my womanhood. That's what I need to change. That, yes, it doesn't matter what the number is. What matters is absolutely who you are, how you make someone feel, how you make yourself feel. Those are the changes I need to make. Being healthier and being proud of my body, something that costs me nothing. I just have to eat better and exercise more. But basically, it's this feeling that when someone says, I see you aging, well, fine, thanks for sharing, but perhaps that's your problem. It's not my problem. I was young and I was in my 30s and I had the world by the tail. And my husband, Bill, he said, always remember, if you really look at someone, no matter their age, they're beautiful if you just look for it. But you have to be willing to see it.
Okay, Mr. 8-Ball, am I ever going to get married again?
Cannot predict now.
Really? Mr. 8-Ball, is Hal ever going to get married again?
It is definitely so.
Really? You're going to get married again?
I guess the 8-Ball's spoken.
But I have this amazing talent of making real mashed potatoes taste like box. All right, Hal, let me buy you a shirt. Let's see. What do you like? Ooh. Oh, Hal, I like this one. Do you like that shirt? That's not a good color for you.
I like this one.
You like that one? Oh, no, that won't ever do. You don't want that color. No, that's no good.
Why not?
That's just... No.
You say you want to buy me one and I like it, and now you won't buy it?
Well, that shirt just says, hey, I don't know what I'm doing and I haven't kissed a girl in 5 years. That shirt says, hey, I dress like my mother.
That shirt says, I should be in prison.
I wonder what people use a soil meter for.
I would think it'll tell you whether the ground's really wet or dry, or...
Can't you just tell by looking at the ground? Well, it's just kind of natural. As we get older, we become more shy and more introverted, and a lot of our friends pass away. I mean, have you experienced that?
Sure, a lot of my friends have passed away, but I don't think that's any reason not to still do things.
Right.
I mean, you just gotta... That's why you're here, to do things. And I mean, there's no end to what you can do.
So you don't thinking to yourself, well, you know, this is the back nine of my life, so I think I'll just take it easy and...
No.
No, you make every day count.
I'm going to make every day count.
Your wood's so lovely, dark and deep, but I have promises to keep, and miles to go before I sleep, and miles to go before I sleep.
And have you noticed how many people are quitting YouTube? It is an epidemic. Just, you know, put in the search bar, I quit YouTube, and video after video will come up. And they have the creator will get right up in your face and say, this is my last video. I quit. I can't do this anymore. It doesn't work for me. It's making me sad. It's making me isolated and depressed. I quit. In the last year, I have asked myself if I want to continue on YouTube. That I've done this for 10 years and it's time to shake things up. It's time to change things. I can't keep doing, you know, the same video in the same video style with the same camera. There are limitations. This is the first camera that I started filming videos on, and it was $125. I filmed over 100 videos with this tiny little camera. And after 10 years, I developed some skill as a camera person because I had a terrible editor and I couldn't fix anything in post, so it had to be filmed right. So I taught myself how to try to be a videographer. So over the years, I tried to get the right shot for you. I tried to get the shot that would tell the story. That if you left a comment, I would take your comment and I would try to go out and shoot the type of mood that you were conveying with your words, and that was important to me. I didn't really care about how I looked on camera. I cared about B-roll. I cared about going into the field and bringing you nature. And you've always said, oh, Sue, my favorite thing that you do is go out and take videos of nature. This last year, I started to realize that I had gone as far as I could with the ADD. And that some of the shots that I wanted to bring you, I couldn't create that shot with that camera. I had outgrown my camera. I hadn't upgraded my camera in 5 years. So I started thinking, when I got up in the morning and I dreaded filming because I thought it would not be what I needed it to be, it just didn't match what I wanted to do. And I thought, I have a choice. I got to make a change. Am I going to quit? Or am I going to upgrade my camera? And that's what I did. I got the camera of my dreams. This is the Canon EOS R6 Mark II.
I think I know why people get burned out making little films on YouTube. They just don't find any joy in it, any challenge. But I think for me, I got very lucky because I fell in love with cameras, and I fell in love with telling stories, and I fell in love with my audience. I try so much to hang on to my wonderment of the world. I try so hard to hang on to my joy. I cling to it tightly. I try to create it, and I try to give it away. That book looks so good. Can you name one song she sang? Just one song. Julie Andrews.
Yeah, hang on.
Yeah, okay. Sometime today.
I can't remember the word. Oh, that wasn't Julie Andrews, was it?
Those are nuns. Hal, wouldn't it be cute if there was a picture of you and me in here?
Mr. and Mrs. What would our name be?
Mr. and Mrs. James, right?
I don't know. Is that what you want? Chimney, chimney, chimney.
Oh, she was Mary Poppins?
Yes.
I thought for sure you would go with The Sound of Music.
Well, I couldn't think of any song.
Hills are alive with the sound of music. I love this shirt. It's beautiful. I want to buy this shirt for you, Al. Don't you like it?
No. Before he tucked his aching legs under the pine again.
What's the best part of living alone?
Jeez, there's nobody there to pester you.
Okay, Mr. Eightball, am I ever going to get married again?
Hey everybody, thank you so much for hanging out with us today. I just loved it. And if you get a chance down below, could you maybe chime in on, is there something that you wanted to change about your life, and how did you do it? Please have yourself a wonderful, happy, safe, brand new week. And when you're done with your week, oh yeah, come back and see me and Desi, okay? All right, it's a deal. We'll be here. I promise.
It's a sun gel.
What does it do?
I have no idea. Probably something with the yard, right?
Because it's green. It's got a cup holder. So you can have your beer.
Well, you wheel it around, okay, and it has some cool buttons. Look at that. Wow. It's electric. A wood chipper? Oh my.
Silent wood chipper.
Oh my gosh. That reminds me of that movie Fargo. Remember the guy ended up in the wood chipper?
Yes.
Oh my goodness. How much is the wood chipper? It's $100.
That's because it's silent.
I
Hey
think
babe,
it's
I'll be
you.
back to pick you up later on my motorcycle.
Mountain mama, take me home, country road.